Hello, my name is Tracy, and this is my podcast, Step Inside My Mind, or since this seems to be a reality expressed in acronyms, SIMM, S-I-M-M. I want this podcast and any comments from fans or anyone simply passing through to be a safe space for survivors and whips. That's works in progress to you. I also want it to be as inclusive as possible. So keeping that in mind, whales, giraffes, bathtubs, tangerines plus, and all hummingbirds within earshot of my voice, just in case no one told you today, fuck the storm. You are the storm. Hello everyone. First up, I want to apologize for not posting an episode last Thursday. Yes, it was Independence Day, but I don't celebrate Independence Day, so I can't very well use that as a reason. Basically, I had a really bad week last week and could not get it together to post the episode. Again, I apologize. But sometimes I have bad days, bad weeks. I try not to let them spill into bad months. That hasn't happened in a long time, so there it is. Anyway, I hope all of you who do celebrate Independence Day, I hope it was a good one, a good weekend, because I think it fell on Thursday, right? Yeah, I hope you guys had a really good weekend and enjoyed yourselves and stayed safe and ate as much barbecue as your stomach could hold. So before we get into, the meat of the episode, something happened recently that I really would like to get your input on. Here's the scenario. Let's just say you're asked to fill out an application and you're told you'd be a good fit for assistant manager because of your 7+ years experience as one. You fill it out and have to wait for the background check, which they say took a little over a week to get back. Then, the evening after your first day, where they've had you on the cash register all day, even though you're there to be trained until your location is opened, you get violently ill that evening. Something you ate is making you leak out of almost every orifice. You go to urgent care, and you're diagnosed with food poisoning. The doctor gives you a note because he wants you to take the next 2 days to get rehydrated and to make sure that you can start keeping solids down. 2 days pass. You go back to work, hand your note in. Well, actually, you text a picture of the note after getting home from urgent care so that they know you're going to be out for the next 2 days, as per your doctor. 2 days pass, you go back to work, and then you're told via text from the person that hired you that liked you so much for that assistant manager position that you'll be a cashier until they can be sure that you can handle the assistant manager position after they can properly train you. Even though, as I said, 7+ years experience. Oh, and have never been fired from a job since high school. What's your reaction? Any thoughts you might have? Any opinions you might have? Constructive, preferably, but I'd take anything at this point. I'm asking for a friend. If we as individuals are responsible for our own happiness, why do some of us not want to be happy? Those of us who complain that we're not happy and spend more time trying to make sure that people around us become or remain unhappy rather than seeing to our own happiness. And if making others around us unhappy is the way we make ourselves happy, is that really happiness? Hold on, I'm getting there. For some people, being happy causes them physical pain. No, seriously. Because all they've known in their lives is unhappiness. I'm reminded of a scene from Moscow on the Hudson. Robin, you are missed. Robin Williams portrays a Russian circus musician who defects to America back when it was still the USSR. Russia, not America. Towards the end, he's trying to explain life there compared to his life now in the US because he's down on his luck and depressed. He says, "In Russia, I was miserable, but I loved my misery. It was mine. I could hold on to it. I could caress it. No one could take it away from me." He goes on to complain that in the US, they say they'll take away your misery, but they only add more and tell you you should be grateful. Then, for some others, happiness causes them anxiety because they've been led into a false sense of security by embracing said happiness, only for the next shoe to drop right on top of their heads. What makes me happy? Being alone. Truly. I've spent so much time worrying about and caring for others' happiness that I had to actually stop to think about what made me happy. First, whenever I am happy, I don't just live in that moment. I savor it as if it's my last moment of happiness ever. I narrow down what's causing my happiness because it happens with such rarity that I want to be able to duplicate it. Yeah, sometimes it's a good thing to look that gift horse in the mouth. So far, the list, in no particular order: my son, books, documentaries, black and white movies, while they're black and white, not Ted Turnerized, my intellect, my ability to laugh at myself. Some have said I laugh too much at myself. My ability to be happy. That hasn't always been something I allowed. My own company. My ability to see my faults. Some have said with too much regularity. Just can't make people happy. And my work to either accept my faults or work on getting rid of them. These actions make me happy. Butterflies, most four-legged creatures, trees, and some other things that you might not consider fodder for happiness, but they are for me. Not ready to share those yet. I was recently lucky enough to spend a couple of days alone. I hadn't been able to do that since 2019. It was heaven. Even though I didn't get one thing accomplished, it was heaven. The silence was bliss. It's not that I'm constantly being talked at or can't find anywhere to be alone. I do have my own room. It's not the same, though, to make a noise and not be asked if I'm okay. I love the care and attention to my health and comfort, but sometimes it gets to be a bit much. There's something to be said for the ability to think or sit in silence or not have to tell anyone I'm going to put my headphones on. The ability to talk to myself without being asked, "Were you talking to me?" Being alone for an introvert is almost as good as winning the lottery. Almost. Believe it or not, just playing the Powerball gives me a happy spike. Yeah, I know. The odds are so against me that the light from the chance of me winning will take hundreds of thousands of light years to reach me. But there's still a chance. Going fantasy shopping for real estate makes me happy too. I just want some land as high in altitude as I can get without having to live on Mount Everest. Just so I can grow my own food and become more acquainted with nature, or reacquainted, I should say, in all her wonders. It would definitely make getting better acquainted with myself a lot easier. But then again, it's really just another form of isolation, isn't it? And while I'm not convinced it's a bad thing, others would disagree. I still haven't fully gotten rid of my people-pleasing tendencies, but it's getting there. I care less and less what others think of me, and more of what I think of myself. At least that's my affirmation, and I hope to one day bring it to fruition. That's not too much to ask, is it? My happiness ebbs and flows, I guess, like everyone else's. It's just, I find being content a more reasonable goal to set my sights on. Like I said, my happy moments are rare, and I examine them fully just so I know how to recreate it. I mean, that's what scientists do. You have to be able to recreate your theory or something to that effect. But yeah, what makes you guys happy? Are you free to be happy? Do you like being happy? Or are you like Robin Williams in Moscow on the Hudson, cherishing your misery because it's yours and no one can take it from you? Sounds odd, I know, but then I am odd. Thanks again for stepping inside my mind, guys. I hope you got what you needed from this episode, even if it's just a distraction. You guys take it easy, and I will talk to you guys next week. Peace, love, and hair grease.
Miserable people doing things they hate just to fit in. I know it's easier to get along peacefully, but have you ever thought about you? Don't know why I keep on doing what I'm told to do when the rules are made up by someone we never knew. Baby, wipe your tears and hear me out. We don't need someone to feel alright.
Thank you for listening. I hope our time spent inside my mind was, at the very least, amusing. At the most, positive-ish, and conducive to whatever you were in search of when you chose to listen. Thank you, from the bottom of my feet to the top of my head, for joining me on my journey. If you're new to this space, welcome. Pay it forward, lift, and place someone else on their path to their best selves. Be kind, be generous, make a dent, and get into as much good trouble as possible. Do you, be you, doobie doobie doo.